Good morning, everyone. So today we are going to have our last day of adding and subtracting fractions. By now you should be experts at it. If you're not, I'll get through checking everybody's and then I can talk to people individually. You can always redo this stuff. It's very important. So make sure you're using your notes and paying attention. All right, you're going to need your toolkit for this, don't forget. And we are going to be doing this worksheet. I call it practice B because there's a bear on the top, so practice B. So we did practice A last week, and we did review for mastery last week, so now it's practice B. Okay, so let's go over this again, just in case some people missed it, some people are coming in late, whatever it is. Okay, so let's start with, and don't forget that's my email, if you need to email me for something, if Google Classroom's not working or whatever. Okay, so remember, we cannot add and subtract fractions if the denominator is different if they're written horizontally. So for example, if I have this problem right here, so 1/3 plus 2/3, the denominators are exactly the same, so you don't have to change the format of this. You just simply copy the denominator, you don't need your toolkit, and add the top. You check your sign, so 1 plus 2 is 3. Now, 3/3, what does that equal? Equals 1, because we know this line right here, forever and ever and ever, means to divide. So 3 goes into 3 one time. It doesn't matter if it's 6/6, it still equals 1, which this is our giant 1. We're used to this, so people pay attention to it and make sure you change it to 1. If it's not 1/1, it's just 1, because 6 goes into 6 one time. This is our division bar. It could be 102/102, it would still equal 1. Okay, so don't forget that. So when the denominator is the same, just copy it and then add or subtract the top. Now, if the denominator is different, this is when you have to pay attention and make sure you get your toolkit out. So let's say I have 1/4 plus 5/6. I know automatically I need my toolkit out because the denominator is different and I have to change the format of it. So not horizontally, but we have to change it vertically. And make sure that you copy the sign. Okay? All right, so remember the setup of this. Okay, the setup is times, times, line, line, equals, equals, line, line. Big line, copy your sign, little line. Now, this is where you need your toolkit. So, let's get our toolkit out here, and we have to find the least common multiple, the smallest multiplier that these two have in common. Now, your elementary school teacher might have said, oh, just 4 times 6. 4 times 6 is 24. So 24, 24, 24. But then you've got to do a whole bunch of ridiculous simplifying, and a lot of you don't like to divide and aren't comfortable with it. So if you do it this other way, it's much more efficient. But once again, it's entirely up to you. So we have to look at our 4 race car and our 6 race car. Remember, these are cars, they're driving in a race. So we have to look at those two. Let me get rid of the glare there. So here's your 4 row, here's your 6 row. You always start with the bigger car. So your bigger car is 6. It goes 6 miles an hour. This guy goes 4 miles an hour. So what's the first number in the 6 row? 6. What's the first number in the 4 row? 4. Well, is there a 6 in the 4 row? Nope. So The least common multiple is not 6. All right, what's the next number in the 6th row? 12. Is there a 12 in the 4th row? Yep, there it is. That's all you have to do. That's not a very good pen to circle with. So this is your least common multiple, and that's your common denominator. So back over here we go 12, 12, and 12. That's a much nicer number to work with other than 24. Okay? Now, from there you just fill in the blanks. Just fill in those blanks. Easy enough. So 4 times what is 12? 3. Good. And what we do to the bottom, we do to the top. Our giant one has come back. Okay? It has to be the same number on the top and the bottom. And then 6 times what is 12? Oh, 2. Bottom, top. You don't have to draw the boxes around that. I'm just showing you it's coming back. And then 1 times 3 is 3, and 5 times 2 is 10. And then check your sign. It's addition, so 3 plus 10 is 13. Now, you do not have to change that to a mixed number anymore. You do not. Maybe on Alex, they might have you do it, but when you get into 7th grade, they're not going to have you do it, so we're not going to do it here. Okay, so that's one problem. Let's do another one. Let's do a subtraction. Okay, so I'll do a subtraction right here. It's the same thing. So if I have 2/3 minus 1/2, my denominator is not the same. So I have to get out my toolkit and I have to change the format. So 2/3 and 1/2. Make sure you copy your sign. Okay, let's set it up. So times, times, line, line, equals, equals, line, line. Big line, copy your sign, little line. You might be tired of hearing me say that. I know. If we were in the classroom, you'd be being more tired of saying or hearing me say that, because I'd be making you say it with me. It works, trust me. My own children, it's still stuck in their brain. But some of you are going to get beyond that and start just be able to do it without all of that mess, and that's okay. So I'm just showing you, a basic format to help you out. Okay, so we're going to look at the 3 race car and the 2 race car. Okay, on our toolkit. So let's go to the 3 row and the 2 row. So here they are. Faster race car is 3. What's your first number? 3. Is there a 3 in the 2 row? Nope. What's the next number? 6. All right, is there a 6 in the 2 row? Yep. So that is your least common multiple and your new denominator. So back over here, we go 6, 6, and 6. The rest of it, easy. Just fill in those blanks. So let me get a different color, something that will stand out a little better. Okay, come on, Chica, come on. I'll let my dog in, sorry. Okay, so here we go. Let's fill in these blanks. So 3 times what is 6? 2. What we do to the bottom, we do to the top. 2 times what is 6? 3. What we do to the bottom, we do to the top. And then fill in this. 2 times 2, 4. 1 times 3, 3. Check your sign. Subtract, subtract. So 4 minus 3 is 1. I wish I could ask you if you had any questions at this point. This is the second or third video that I've done on this, so hopefully that will be sufficient. I need you guys to help me out by getting everybody on here and get them working on their work. So if you know of somebody who's not, let's make that happen, please. I'll do one more. Let me do one more, and then we'll call it for the day. Okay. Let's do kind of... Well, let's do one on the worksheet now. Yeah, let's try this one. So if we were in class, you guys would probably say, let's do one of these two down here. Okay, so let's do number 18. Okay? There's no room for me to do it here, so I'm going to do it in my journal. Okay, so this is number 18. Number 18. And it's 3/4 minus 8/15. And I'm going to run out of space here. Let me move the camera back. Okay. Definitely not the same denominator, right? And let's set this up. Here we go. Times, times, line, line, equals, equals, line, line, big line, copy your sign, little line. Okay. We need our multiplication chart. We've got two new race cars here, the 4 and the 15. So let's look at the 4 race car and the 15 race car. Here we go. So the 15's faster, we know that. So what's the first number in the 15 row? 15. Is there a 15 in the 4 row? Nope. What's the next number in the 15 row? 30. Is there a 30 in the 4 row? Nope. What's the next number? 45. Is there a 45 in the 4 row? Nope. What's the next number? 60. Is there a 60 in the 4 row? If we scoot it all the way over here, we see a 60 in the 4 row and a 60 in the 15 row. Can I get that on there, both of them? Yes. So 60 is our least common multiple, which is our new numerator. Okay, so let's put that in. 60, 60, and 60. Now, let's fill it in. Okay, so 4 times what is 60? 15. And what we do to the bottom, we do to the top. 15 times what is 60? 4. What we do to the bottom, we do to the top. 3 times 15, 45. 8 times 4, 32. And we subtract that. So 5 take away 2 is 3. 4 take away 3 is 1. So 13 over 60. Now, don't forget, if you can simplify that, do it. But you can't. 13's prime. So, but if this was like 12 over 60, then we could simplify it from here. Okay, so don't forget that you would have to divide to figure out how to find the greatest common factor. All right, any questions? If you have any questions at all, please make sure that you send me a message on Google Classroom or email or whatever works for you. If something's not going well, let me know, please. And we will just continue to prepare ourselves